another aborted attempt at doing some misty photography in what everyone knows as Bowl Hill Quarry. There's plenty of mist about, but it's all up the top. And I can't see it giving me enough separation down here to actually make an image. But I will keep trying because I am nothing if not persistent. You can, let's see if we can do this. Yeah, up there, that isn't just a blown out sky, that is mist and fog. Down here, we have, it doesn't show it up on here, but it really isn't that misty and foggy down here, which is a shame because there's some beautiful shaped trees. But I was determined I wasn't leaving without an image before I head off to my next location. Oh, and by the way, I've got those horrible socks on. I got dressed in the dark, grabbed the first pair of socks that came to light, and they're driving me insane. So at the bottom of this quarry, we have a little pond, presumably left over from the mining days. And on the side of the quarry, there's a beautiful, that's a beech tree, I'll try and get it right, that hasn't dropped its leaves, is still golden brown. Excellent song by the Stranglers, by the way. Several things attracted me. First of all, we have a reflection, and that's always good news. Secondly, we have these lines coming down, which is accentuated by the fact the light's coming in up here. The lines of the stone are coming down and they're catching the light, which presents a bit of a quandary, because if I wanted to remove a lot of the reflection, I'm going to lose the lines in the quarry, because the polarizer reduces the reflection or the glare, and that's all that is that's accentuating those vertical lines, is the glare, where it's wet and getting light on it. So I've taken a few shots with the polarizer in different positions. Totally on, totally off, and then halfway. The reflections also have lines in them, which are reflections, but there's also this beautiful, vibrant green algae, I presume, which are creating their own lines under the water. So I've used the polarizer to try and darken this a little bit to make these lines pop, but not sufficient that I'm actually removing the lines altogether. Not 100% convinced it works. I like it. Yep, and I'm going to have to call it a day on that one because I've got the polarizer on and it's getting nice and wet because we've got that really misty fine rain that absolutely soaks you. But as a start image, I think I quite like that. I'm probably going to end up cropping it just above there. I've done some close-in shots and I've done some far-out shots, or zoomed-out shots. I wasn't sure which way to go. Oh, settings, yes. What were we at? I think I ended up on F5. What am I looking for? That one. F5 and 1/4 of a second. Yeah. I started off shooting at f2.8 and I've shot at f4 just to get different effects. That's what I like about digital. You can try different things, and if you don't like it, you just press the delete button. It's awesome. On the way back to the van, I spotted this tree again. I saw it on the way down, but I wanted to jump down into the quarry before the mist disappeared because there is quite a breeze. And this is the difference up here. It is just fog everywhere. The separation is amazing. Now this tree's a beautiful shape. Not the easiest of things to compose. I'd wanted to get the path in. There's a little path here. But in order to get the path in, I've got to bring the camera up. And just around there are a couple of bushes. And I wanted to get separation between the base of this branch and those bushes. So I have to drop down low and then I lose the path. Looking through the viewfinder, I then see a diagonal. You'll not make it out on here, it's only something I can see through the lens, I think. But the diagonal starts up here and comes down virtually to the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. And I thought, ooh, that quite works all right. I've zoomed out as far as I can. I'm at 24mm on the 17 to 55 because I wanted lots of negative space around it. I was thinking about shooting with a 70 to 200, but then I'd have to stand in the next county, I think, to get the shot that I wanted. I ended up at f6.3, a 15th of a second, no filters at all, not even the polarizer. I can't believe this mist up here. If it's misty down the bottom now, I'm going to sulk. And I don't think it is. I think it's just sweeping across the tops. But he's a fabulous shape. And it is, we have got that misty rain that's trying to sleet, but it's coming from behind, so I'm not worried about protecting the lens. Right, I'm now definitely going to head off to my other location before the mist completely disappears. Hello again. I think I need to explain, don't I? The alert amongst you will have noticed I've had a bit of an attire change. I left you saying I was going to search out a new location, and I went and there was no fog, no mist, so I decided, oh I know, I'll go to Go Outdoors, as you do. New jacket and a new top, in the sale, couldn't resist, and unwittingly I'm now colour coordinated because my jacket's the same colour as my boots. It was totally unintentional. I didn't realise until I put it on this morning. But anyway, as an aside, I did check the weather forecast, and, excuse me, my wrist's aching. The weather forecast said we were going to get lots of mist and fog this morning, so I've come back out. This place is still a complete mystery to me. I come out with all the wonderful ideas in my head of what images I'm going to take, what points of view I want, what compositions I want, and I get here and I go, whoa, what's going on? And I'm torn between doing the bigger scenes and picking out the smaller details. I've just seen a small detail, which I think I quite like the look of. So I'm going to pop the 70 to 200 on. My eyesight is horrendous. No, it's not that one. It's back here somewhere. There is a curved one and then there's a straight one. So it's got like a teardroppy shape in the middle. And I thought, oh, I quite like that. It's got a bit of green moss on the bottom. It's silver birch. So we've got beautiful colours on the bark. And what I can't believe is I'm the only one here, which is normally a good indication that actually it's not the right weather for being here. If it was good weather for being here, every photographer in probably a 50-mile radius would be here. So I quite like that. And then I'm just going to have a wander. I think this is going to be a long lens morning. But first of all, I'm going to line that one up with a 70 to 200. As I say, 70 to 200, going to be around about f2.8, I think. Might go to f4 or f5 just so I can get both tree trunks in focus. Well, then again, I might do a focus stack. God, I just don't want to make life difficult, do I? And then it's just a case of moseying around. So I'll be back in a minute. Just had the bejesus scared out of me. There's no sounds down here apart from the road noise. The birds aren't singing. There's the drips of the water from the trees. And I just glanced to my right and I saw a shadow. And I realised it was a person dressed all in black. And my first thought was, oh God, that's a murderer. I'm like, no! It's a photographer, I'm quite safe. I've spotted Mr. Wiggly. Now, I think Mr. Wiggly is possibly the most photographed tree in this quarry. So Mr. Wiggly is this one, and he's nicely framed by these two. The only monkey is this one, which is causing a bit of an issue. Now, obviously I'm shooting in portrait format, because they kind of go up. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. Nope, there. We go up to a sort of a point. I focused on this, and this one. I'm not sure that I want all of them in focus. I want him in focus, and I'm thinking if I leave these two out of focus, because I'm shooting at, I think, f3.6, f3.5, something like that. If he's in focus, it will draw your eye in. But then I've taken these two in focus just to be safe, because when I get it in process, I might go, bloody hell, that looks awful, and I want them all sharp. There's a little bit of foreground, but not a lot. Unfortunately, you've got to have this little bit in. I can't see a position to get into where I can do away with him. This one isn't in shot at all. I quite like that, I think. I'm trying my hardest to channel my inner Simon Baxter, failing miserably. I've been wondering, I've never wandered around this bit of Padley and the mist, not Padley, sorry, Bowl Hill, and the mist is coming in even thicker, which I thought would work in my favour, but I'm struggling because I'm empty. I've found a bit of a composition. The greenery around here is absolutely glowing. It's beautiful. It's greens, but it's also goldy yellows. Now, what caught my eye was this little tree stump. I was trying to point in the right direction. That little tree stump there. And behind it, in the far distance, is a kind of broken, branching off to the left tree. And it's framed on either side. We've got a little rock here, and then we've got some other rocks there. And I thought that worked because it leads you in. That was a plan anyway. Now, I've shot at f4.5, 50th of a second, ISO 100. Shall I spin you around? Because I haven't done that today. Just a sec. Okay, so that's the scene as I'm viewing it. But then with the 70 to 200, let's pull that in there. There. Let me just zoom that in a little bit. I think that actually works. I've zoomed that in so this bit of the rock is encroaching slightly. But I like the rocks. Oops, sorry, I've bumped the thing. I like the rocks at this side. Now I've focused straight onto the little tree stump here, so everything else falls out of focus, and the mist is adding to that. I think I'm going to call it a wrap here, because trying to be Simon Baxter is blowing my mind. I found one final composition, which I will talk you through now. Now, as a slight aside, the reason I went for this funky pink jacket, apart from the fact it matched my boots, which I genuinely didn't know at the time, it is made of synthetic down, which is better for the environment and better for nature. And apparently it's made out of something like 30 recycled plastic bottles. And it comes with a lifetime guarantee. So if anything goes wrong with it, I just send it back to Crag Hoppers. And I like Crag Hopper stuff. But the main reason is because it's synthetic down, I don't have to have a meltdown every time it starts raining when I'm out. It's not waterproof as such, probably very light showerproof, but the water, the rain, won't damage the down, which is really good. So I will stop waffling now, and I will turn you around and show you this composition. Now what caught my eye was this line here of greenery in amongst the bracken. And then I saw this little curved tree, and I thought, oh, that looks quite cool. It's like he's bowing down. It makes an entranceway, and it almost leads you through because the path curves round. So I've tried to frame up so that this bit comes in almost bottom left-hand side of the image. I've got a little bit of bracken here, a little bit of bracken there, and then the curve of the tree. I focused on the tree. I'm still shooting at, I think that's f2.8. I'm still on the tripod, so I'm getting some really low speeds. I didn't want to up the ISO, so I didn't want to handhold. Although, in this weather, you probably could. I think I quite like that. The green contrasts really well with the bracken, and the silver birch stands out nicely. The mist in the background makes everything pop slightly. That's it from Bowl Hill. I finally got conditions that I like. I'm still not sure I'm making any sense with my images, but you don't know if you don't try. I only put 2 hours on the meter in the car because I wasn't expecting to be having this much fun, so I need to get back before the warden comes round and slaps a ticket on me. So I hope you enjoyed this little wander around Bowl Hill / Lawrencefield Quarry in the mist and fog. Fingers crossed the images work. Have a great weekend. I look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Bye!